question I often get from prospective customers is, lots of admissions consultants have blog posts and ebooks out there on the admissions process. Why is the advice in Applicant Lab so much better than theirs? In fact, sometimes I hear this a lot from people who have actually purchased and used the lab. They'll reach out to me and they'll say, oh my gosh, you left nothing back. Like, you spilled all of the secrets. You shared every last piece of advice that occurred to you. And I'm so confused because when I first started this journey, I thought, I'm just going to read some of these blog posts and maybe buy a couple of ebooks, and that's all I'm going to need. And yet when I came to Applicant Lab, the amount of information, holy cow, there was so much more of it. Well, there's a very simple reason why the advice in Applicant Lab is so much more robust and so much more in-depth than what you're going to get anywhere else from the other admissions consulting firms. It's simple. I'm not trying to convince you to ultimately purchase a $10,000 or more package from me, right? Those blogs and ebooks, those are all ultimately viewed as lead generation tools. They are hoping, the goal of providing blog posts and ebooks, the goal is as follows: to provide enough information, just enough, right, in the blog post to establish credibility. Right? If you don't provide any useful information whatsoever in the blog post, people are going to assume that you don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, look, the blog post, the ebook, there might be some information there that makes you say like, oh, I guess these people know what they're talking about. But let's be very, very, very clear. There is never going to be so much information in there that they risk losing a sale. Losing a sale, and by a sale I don't mean a sale of an ebook, I mean a sale of one of these multi-$1,000 packages. They have a very strong incentive in these digital products, in these information products. Their incentive is to make the information incomplete. After all, why would they risk killing the golden goose of their high-margin consulting services through an ebook or some sort of a YouTube video, right? They are never going to share with you everything they know because their incentive is to sell you on an expensive package, right? This is the existing business that they are trying desperately to protect. Applicant Lab does not do that because I did not start out with a high-priced admissions consulting firm. And in fact, my mission and my goal is to completely disrupt this overpriced and not unnecessarily expensive industry. Since it is my goal for the Applicant Lab product to be the only thing you need, I put all of the information that you need to write these essays, all of the information that you need to do well in the interviews, all of the information that you need to have a concise yet powerful resume, all of that stuff, it's all in the lab. Yes, it's true that I do offer additional services on top of Applicant Lab, but the vast majority of users, even if at first they think that they're going to hire those services, by the time they get through the lab, I've gotten so many emails that say this. People actually have joked with me. You know, we have this joke that I'm the world's worst capitalist. They've said, you know, Maria, you could have made so much more money from me if you would have made the advice inside of the lab a little bit less comprehensive, because then I would have paid you more, you know, I would have hired one of your consultants, I would have hired one of the editors, and by the time I got through the lab, I realized I didn't really need it. That's great. That is music to my ears. Yes, I offer those additional services for people who feel that they want them. That is wonderful. I am happy to provide them. But my goal is to make those sorts of services ultimately, in the long term, obsolete. And as a result, I am constantly iterating the advice in the lab, and I am constantly giving you everything I know and not just little tidbits to try to upsell you on an expensive package.